Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Priti. I am a photographer based out of Manchester here in the UK. I got experience with different areas of photography, so primarily I shoot music and events and portrait sessions, but I have shot weddings and various other things in the past too. In today's video we're going to look into how to get the most out of your photos taken on your camera phone. Or phone camera even, you guys know what I mean. I've got 5 tips for you, which is hopefully going to help. Once you guys have obviously watched the video, do action them into your photos. Let me know how you get on. If you find any other tips or there's things that you use to get better photos in your phone cameras, do leave them below, as it's always great to kind of learn from one another and yeah, join in. Why not? That's what we're here for, right? So I've got some notes here, so I will look down. 5 tips. So the first one would be natural light. Even where possible, try and use your natural light. As you guys can probably see right now, this is a perfect example. On this side here, I've got natural light coming in through the window, so this side of my face is highlighted. In the instance that I was going to switch and turn around this way, you'll find that my face is highlighted right at the front there. It's a great way to kind of play around with shade and shadows in your photos without controlled lighting. And it can really add to your photos and the depth of them depending on what it is that you're trying to create. So number 1 is definitely use what you have and just use natural light where possible to get nice, bright, sharp photos. Number 2 would be composition. So there is a thing called the rule of thirds. I'm not going to go into it today, but definitely look it up. It's sort of like a big thing within the photography sort of industry, but personally I do think that rules are there to be broken sometimes. It's not something that you have to stick by, but it's a great sort of guideline, if you like, on how to bring people into your photo. So take a look into it. That's called the rule of thirds. But in general, what I mean by composition is really think about what it is you're trying to achieve in that photo. So for example, if you're taking a picture of a dog, which I'm going to loop in here of Milo, is it the face that you're trying to go for? Is it a landscape shot that you're trying to photograph? Is it the environment? Think about the subject and what story you're trying to tell by taking that picture. If it's a portrait that you're taking, are you trying to focus in on the eyes? Is it like a full portrait, a headshot? Is it a fashion shot where you're trying to get the full body in frame? Really think about the photo and what story you're trying to tell before you take the picture, basically. The more that you can get in frame, it's the less it kind of saves you editing later on and taking bits out, things like that. So that's number 2, composition. Number 3 would be photo editing software. So obviously there's a lot of software available for when you're editing on computers, but there's so many different apps available, whether you use an Android based phone or iPhone. There's heaps of apps available that allows you to edit on the go. One of my favorites is VSCO. It's a free app and it really has quite a lot of different filters, different settings that you can mess about with, sharpness, clarity, saturation, hues, things like that on there. And it's really intuitive and easy to use, and it's free for the moment at least. You can buy additional ones, but yeah, I won't go into that. There's so many different apps available, so definitely do your research and look into it. I'll probably create a video specifically for photo editing apps separately, so I will link that down below as and when I do that one. Maybe that will be my next video, I will see. So yeah, photo editing apps. It's a great way to kind of, when you're working with natural light as well, you'll find that when it comes to the editing phase, you can really play around with the photos a lot more because you've still got the sharpness and the colours to play around with and so forth. So definitely try and shoot in natural light where possible. We've got don't use zoom on your camera. This one's like a really obvious one, I feel like, and it's just something really easy and basic. The reason why I always recommend not to use zoom where possible is because it really affects the clarity of your pictures. The same that it would on a point and shoot camera, for example. It's going to deteriorate the quality of it. So you might find that it starts getting grainy, the sharpness just goes, and it's just not quite as professional looking, if you like, as it could be, because let's face it, the cameras on your phone are amazing these days and you can achieve so much with it. So why not just get closer to your subject, whatever it is that you're taking a picture of, and make it as sharp as possible. Again, I'm going to loop some pictures here that I've taken. What I will do at the end of this video is just show a little slideshow of images that I've taken specifically just on my iPhone. I did upgrade to the iPhone XS back in July, something like that. I'm going to do a review of that soon, especially the camera feature. And you can really see, like, you know, you can create a lot of sharp, nice, colourful imagery using your phone camera. So yeah, don't use zoom where possible. The last one, number 5, would be don't use a flash. It's great if you want to use flash to create a certain style for your photos, don't get me wrong. If you've got something in your mind and you're thinking, okay, this is how I really want to create this, then go for it. But most of the cameras these days on your phone will support low light photography. And by low light photography, I just mean that it lets in more light into your camera, so you don't have to worry about using an additional flash. Great example of this is this photo that I took in Rome. We were exploring and I really just wanted to get this photo because of the lighting in the tunnel. I've looped it in at the top here. And that was taken without a flash, and I really loved the aesthetic of it and the colours and how that came across. So really, you know, you don't really need to use the flash at all, depending on what sort of thing that you're going for with your camera, but it can with your photo even, but it can really ruin an image, because the thing is with the camera flash is that it disperses. It's not controlled lighting anyway, it just kind of goes buff. Whereas if you're shooting in a studio, for example, you have a lot more control over the lighting and position and things like that. So to recap that, guys, the 5 tips that I've given you today in this video. Number 1 is lighting. Use natural light where possible to get those sharp, beautiful images. Number 2 is composition. Really think about the images that you're trying to create and the story you're trying to tell with the photos that you're taking. Number 3 is photo editing software, just to give it that finished sort of look on the photos, and give it that sort of stamp, if you like, of your style on your work. Number 4 would be don't use zoom, just because it deteriorates the quality of the photos. Number 5 is don't use flash where possible, just so you can obviously get stronger, clearer, and nicer images in terms of colours and saturation and so forth. I hope you guys find that really useful. It's a short video. Excuse the clutter behind me, we're doing a bit of a redeco at the moment, so it's been a bit crazy, hence I've not been filming as much because I'm just trying to get rid of all this clutter. Yeah, I hope you guys have found that super useful. As I say, any tips that you guys have got or found using creating images with your phone, do list them below and we can all learn from one another. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I've also got a photography group over on Facebook. If you guys want to come ahead, if you guys want to come and say hello, head on over. It's linked down below, and I will be back soon with another video. Gonna go get some lunch now. Bye for now, guys.